Yeah, so we are back. We are live.
We are back, yeah.
Yeah, good to we're here with our special guest today, Nicoletta.
Yes.
And man, so awesome to have you here. We've met and I'm so excited to share with my audience a little bit about you. So can you tell us a little bit about you and what is it that you do?
Yes, I was saying earlier, and sorry for the interruption, that's also to prove that it's not about perfection, it's about being authentic. So there you go, we have technicalities. Fantastic. We embrace authenticity. So what I was saying, Fabio, I wanted to thank you for inviting me because I've been so excited. The timing is fantastic. It's International Women's Day, and yeah, we are here to spread the message. And my message is about building inner certainty with women. Well, for everybody, everybody's welcome, of course. Yes, so hi, I'm Nicoletta Papadopoulou. I'm a global empowerment coach. I focus mostly on women, faith-based single women entrepreneurs who want to build their solid inner certainty and their high self-worth to close their sales in a confident way. But of course, everybody is welcome. And my question here is, rather than a statement, it's like, have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, oh, I thought I would be like further ahead by now? Because we know that we are born for more. We have this innate instinct of producing more, creating more, and expressing more. So yeah, this is my this is my initial question, a rhetoric question.
Yeah, makes sense. It's yeah, totally get you. I mean, this topic. It's so to me, it's very powerful because inner certainty is if you're not certain of what you do and who you are and what you bring into the marketplace, then people won't resonate and won't buy from you. So
Absolutely.
thanks. Yeah, it's good to thanks for sharing that. So so what inspired you to do this niche?
You know, Fabio, okay, as I said earlier, like when we started, I highly value authenticity. You know, I feel, and we all know that we are all very special. Okay, so nobody can do better than that particular talent that we've been given to do. So I'm here to encourage people to be more, you know, go in this state of certainty. And as you said, certainty is leadership. That's how we inspire other people. Fantastic. So my story is that I left home when I was 19. I went to study in Wales. Well, I left a broken home, things were a mess, you know, no home is perfect. Lots of questions, asking myself, analyzing. And through that journey, there was quite a lot of pain, quite a lot of confusion. And it was mostly two things. I knew I had a lot to give in the world, but also it was going through the struggles and the anxiety and figuring out my solid identity, you know, and mostly the confidence and the self-worth. So it took me a long time. And since I've worked with women quite a lot, I've been working with women for the last 15, 20 years with multicultural women, I observe that there's a theme. there's a theme with us women in our world with self-worth. Because of the programming from society, you know, especially with single women. Or why aren't you married at a certain age? Why don't you have children? Blah, 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 blah. And we are emotional beings as women, but we also have super amazing potential. So what inspires me is the things I discovered that work. And that's where I am at this point now with empowerment. It's tools and techniques that I see that work. And mostly it's little daily habits that build this inner certainty, which links to our self-worth. And the reason I want to share this is that I believe that nobody should suffer in this way. It doesn't have to take somebody 20 years to reach to their greatness, you know. So today I'm going to share a few tips that build that inner certainty, very happily to share. And it's a gift for this day towards women. But yes, mainly it's because I think that if methods are there, if strategies are there, if ways that work are there, there is no way for there's no reason for somebody to go through this pain. And also, I can encourage somebody and I can show them the way to their greatness. Yes. So that's why I'm here today.
Yeah, and I'm so excited to have you. It's a real pleasure, and you bring a lot to the table. And by the way, I mean, I want to shout out to all the women in the world. They are absolutely amazing. Without them, we wouldn't be here.
Absolutely. As I said before, no offense to men, we love you, okay. But I feel that in our nature, when we get together, women, and we create a community, magical things happen. You know, and it's I believe that we need to support each other. We need to encourage each other, and we need to inspire each other. And that's my message to the world. There is an easier way. There's a shorter time to tap into your greatness. And there are fantastic, creative, fun ways to get your results, to go bold, close your sales, have better relationships with your friends, with your family. So I would be doing a disservice if I don't share. So
yeah, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. And you were saying about your story.
yes.
What, like, how did, and you can share a little bit, like some tips that regarding the little things that you know women can do and build to build their inner certainty. But what is in your story? What happened? What made you actually make the shift to actually get to where you are and to helping people do this? Because normally I find that women normally they go through the same problem and then they overcome themselves, and then they know really well how to overcome. Is that kind of what happened to you, or what?
We get to our greatness when we are ready to get out of comfort, because convenience and greatness don't work together. We need
Love
to be
it.
able to. So my answer to you is that I also had this hunger, this fire that was always pushing me. It's a pull, really, not a push, it's a pull, which is stronger energy to go and discover and self-educate. Okay, and also my academic psychological background and the work experience. It's this hunger for more, because what I want to say is that our souls are fearless, our souls are unstoppable, and our souls are internal. It's the mind that gets in the way. And I want women to hear this properly. Okay, so I'm here for people who are ready, they feel ready to move on. You know, they are ready to put some effort, you know, work with me and co-create. And as I said, we can have amazing results, because my tips are linked to the fact that 80% is psychology with whatever we do, whatever business we are in, and that 20% is strategy. So this slogan, everything is in the head, well, it comes from that. Okay, and what I discovered is that this is created in the habits, as I said before. Okay, you asked me about my story.
You can go on. That's amazing.
I go back
Yeah.
to your question because I don't want to divert. It's because I am overexcited, guys. I am always like that. That's my energy.
Amazing. We're loving it so far.
Always like that, because I really love, and I really want to cope with my fellow women. So yeah, I think you know, my parents were really young. We didn't have too much resources in terms of you know, psychological support. My dad suffered from mental health problems, blah 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 blah. He's been a fantastic dad. My mom as well, but it's the fact that I was always looking for resources, you know, and nowadays the resources are, you know, abundant. It's not about resources. I found out it's about being resourceful. It's about feeling that, okay, I can tap into my skills. I can tap into my gifts and make things work. Because resources, we know, we go online, you go on Google, blah, 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 and you find answers. It's not about that. Solid inner certainty has to do with believing you're resourceful. And when people say, oh, let's claim our power, I disagree, because it's not about claiming, it's about tapping. Because claiming sounds like it's external. There's nothing for women to claim externally. We are super powerful, you know, men as well. In our human nature, there's abundant potential. It's about tapping into it. It's about grabbing the hand of somebody. In this case, I would love to be me to help you, okay? And teach you how to tap into that, because the greatness is there.
Absolutely, I agree with that. I mean, it all comes from within, right?
100%.
And
100%. I have huge evidence from all these women that have been counseling, because I used to do therapies before. Now I'm in coaching because I find it's faster. It gives results in a pleasant way, and it's for life. You know, you don't have to keep on going and going. Nothing against my fellow colleague psychologists, but it's different. So as I said, yes, sorry. Yes.
Go ahead. So you were saying, it's interesting, you were saying moments ago that,
Yes.
you know, sometimes our mind is like, it kind of puts something, it blocks us. Can you talk more about that, and how does that happen?
Programming is programming. When I talk about the mind, like there are different concepts about the mind. Some call it brain, some call it okay, there's the reptilian brain, which is 2,000 years old, and it's there for our survival. It's not there as, you know, as coaches, it's not there to keep us happy. It's there to kind of protect us. That's where fears and insecurities come from. However, we are evolved human beings. We have resources. We can reprogram that. There's something much higher than that, you know. So, as I said, it's about tapping into potential, okay? we have choices. We have willpower, and it's about what we repeatedly do to reprogram.
Our mind, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense because even with my experience as well through my journey, I've noticed that it's, what we think, like our thoughts really define like what happens in the outer world. Our vision especially, and people get stuck because like you're saying, they have these programs and they're, and you were saying interestingly that they can overcome that, like going to the next level and have more certainty in themselves by taking steps, right? What do you mean by those steps? Like, you mean like working on themselves? What are some steps they can take, like, for example?
So for success, we need to feed our minds, we need to feed our bodies, we need to model people who've already done it and they're successful. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, okay? And it's consistency.
Consistency, yeah, absolutely.
Consistency. And it's about reframing certain concepts that no more work. So, for example, it's not about failure, it's about learning, okay? So if I learned something from a past choice, it means that I've gained something. So it's not failure, it's a gift. So it's
the way you see it, right? The way you look at it.
Absolutely, it's perception. I mean, we can choose to see life as torture, or we can choose to see life as a gift. It's proven in neuropsychology that, especially in Harvard University, if we apply power postures, for example, they've put electrodes on the brain, and it's proven that within seconds, the neurochemistry changes. So there are particular physical postures that can direct the mind in a positive state. It's about going in states. Okay, so fear is physical. We feel it in our bodies, but so is courage. And I would go with the quote that says that courage is having fear and doing it anyway. That's where we build the certainty.
And when you do it enough times, again and again, you build that certainty, right?
It's repetition. And they used to say knowledge is power. Well, knowledge is not power anymore unless you apply action to it. Because we have massive knowledge in our brains, but life will not change if we don't physically move.
So, absolutely. And this is, I want to people to really think about what she's saying right now, and then really rewatch this video as well, because I mean, there's a lot of things in this video that are so key into, if people are stuck or they're not, or they're afraid of putting themselves out there.
Paralysis is called. And I used to be there, and I know it. It's perfectionism. Well, yeah. The news is that perfectionism doesn't work. You can always implement and refine and try and do it again, Exactly. I want to say something which is a huge message today to my fellow female friends and whoever is watching. Okay. It's time to appreciate ourselves more. Usually we expect to receive it externally and we get frustrated. But unless we communicate that appreciation back to ourselves and stop this self-judgment, we cannot step into the life that we really deserve. So it's taking ownership that if I don't commit to a self-loving relationship, even if you have the best husband in the world next to you, if you're a multi-millionaire, you're not going to be happy. So that's another way of building solid inner certainty. By choosing the words, you feed your monologue. And it's proven that self-judgment stops our goals. It stops our dreams. So let's think how much it has cost to us so far in sabotaging us, you know? So also, when we judge other people, that's a reflection of ourselves. If I judge somebody else, it's because there's a part of me that I'm not being very compassionate with. So this world can be a better place if we take responsibility. There's power in that. There's power in taking ownership. The easiest thing in the world is to blame, but the world doesn't become a better place, you know?
Yeah.
It's a choice.
Yeah, I love that. It's a choice. And it's a choice because it really is. Because I remember myself when I was in a deep depression, I made a choice to win in life. And it was when I connected with myself. I was promising to myself. And I think that's what you're basically saying is you have to, it has to come from within.
Yes.
And work on yourself, you know, from within. And there's so many ways you know and teach on your program. That's so awesome. Your program, so if people or you want to share a little bit more about, I'm loving this. I mean, I could keep on for like an hour or two, but
I love you too. I want to share a few more tips because this is what I'm here for, okay? And then I can talk about my program. So I also want to encourage women and people in general. Let's celebrate the small wins. We take ourselves for granted because in the female nature, we are expected to give. We are nurturing, we are giving. But let's celebrate the little wins. We don't need just this particular day to celebrate. No, it's every single win. Just when perfectionism kicks in, just focus on what you're really good at. Train your mind to focus what you've already achieved.
Because and be grateful for the little things too.
Absolutely. I don't have to sit and wait for my birthday or my name day or International Women's Day. It's small wins daily. And I need to acknowledge this to myself. I need to communicate this to myself. And the opposite of depression is expression. Okay, this is what I observed in my clinical work. The opposite of depression is expression. So
pressure, you said?
The opposite of depression is expression. Okay?
Oh, expression. Okay.
Expression. Depression, expression. Okay. So if I make a conscious choice and I take responsibility to communicate to myself and express this love and gratitude to myself and find different ways to express my nature, I'm not gonna feel stuck. The pain comes from believing I am not resourceful, okay? And from not giving myself permission to succeed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to give ourselves permission.
Absolutely.
That's really, really important. Okay, at the end of the day, we all want to feel loved. This is human nature. So if I start from me, if I accept myself, I'm not going to be going in sales or to my friends or to my family or to whomever scared and from a weak point of presence. Maybe they say yes, maybe they say no. I need to go in my solid inner certainty, in my presence that let's do it. So you appear bold, but this permission you give to yourself. We have the illusion that somebody out there is gonna come one day and is gonna give it to us. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't.
You have to go out there and get it. Yeah.
You give it to yourself. So If you're dealing with somebody and they say no, okay, it's not meant to happen, but it's not a failure. Then the best next thing will come, because I believe I deserve a lot. I deserve abundance. That's solid.
Yeah, and we by default we are naturally abundant. We just have, like you said, these programs and these things that are kind of putting down your what's in you. You are abundant yourself. You're supposed to. So, and that's why when you say to really be grateful for the little things on a daily basis, really build your certainty, makes a lot of sense, because we just don't do it. We just are out on the outside world. We never look within, and therefore we stay stuck and we have no certainty, because certainty comes from within too, right?
We don't have to be stuck though. We don't have to be stuck in pain. It's a choice. This is my point. Let's start from the little things in the day. This is why I want to share. Okay, let's implement these little things in the day, and then the experience is different. Then you build evidence that, wow, actually, when I got in that state, that worked. So you start building evidence, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy in our beliefs of what we're capable of. What we're capable of has no limit.
Absolutely. We are limitless. Yeah.
We are
I love it.
And the gratitude part. When you open your eyes, usually the brain starts and it goes into problems. Okay. What I do, I force myself to, okay, let's put our hands here and let's focus on 3 things I'm grateful for. I just open my eyes. Okay.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Appreciate that.
This new day is a gift. Okay, guys, if we focus just in few seconds in what we're grateful of, there is no fear and there's no place for anger.
Absolutely. No, I can attest to that, because I write 3, 4, 5 things that I'm grateful. And one of the things that I wrote today, I'm grateful just to be alive. I'm so grateful. And so these little things, right? It doesn't have to be big. It's just
the little things. And it's the little things that build up to big things. But done daily, okay, get you there. I don't believe there are lucky and unlucky people in this life. I mean, I don't know what each person believes in, you know, in a higher power or the universe or God, whatever you want to call it, but it's up to us, you know. It's up to us. We can choose.
absolutely. And with that said, that was very powerful. We can choose, right? It's about choice too. And yeah, I love those. There was so many golden nuggets throughout this call. It was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for coming in, Nicola. This is just a 30-minute call. Hopefully in the future, maybe we'll do like a 1-hour session or something, because you have so much value to give.
Absolutely. I will be doing more lives where I will be sharing a few tips. As I said before, Fabio, because I figured out things that work by now on a professional and on a personal level, on a very deep level, people who need to build this, they're going to need help. So this help I would love to be me that would provide you with this help. So I've built a course which has all these techniques, all these tools, and I have packages for that where I'm giving one-to-one. I'm showing people the actual techniques that they apply every day, and I stick with them until they have full results. But usually it doesn't take more than, say, 9 weeks from what I evidenced. So I encourage everybody who's interested to contact me.
Yeah, I
And
will. Where can people find? Maybe I'll share here your Facebook really quick. Is that where people can find you, right?
yes, they can find me there.
Yeah, let me see. So here it is. Her Facebook. Her name right here. You can go Facebook this, and you can search is Nicoletta Papadopoulou.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can. She does lives every Sunday, and it's very amazing. If you're looking to, get more certainty, inner certainty, and just be more you, and just grow in life and business, then this will really help you get you moving on the right direction. So absolutely, yeah, there you go. And man, thank you so much, my friend, for coming in, and
It's,
hopefully we'll do another one. Thank you
we'll
for
do
sharing
another
all the knowledge, and we'll keep in touch, and yeah, we'll bring you some other time. Thank you so much, Nicola.
one. Thank you. Bye
Have a
bye.
good, have a blessed day. Thank you.
You too, and to everyone.
Bye.
Bye.